Two guys and a mic with our producer. Step into the spotlight, survivalist troopers. Come and take a seat with the combo we provide every Tuesday. It's the Blerd Survival Guide. Two guys and a mic with our producer. Step into the spotlight, survivalist troopers. Come and take a seat with the combo we provide every Tuesday. It's the Blerd Survival Guide.
What's a Blerd? That's a black guy who's also a nerd. Reading comics, watching anime. Haven't you heard? It's Jeremy J and Miriam talking to Delirium. Naruto, then Marvel, then DC. Are you hearing him? Pop culture reverends pull them out periodically. We sync up movies with the comics canonically, and we watch a lot of TV. It's our virtual reality. I guarantee one day we'll have a TV show on NBC.
Two guys and a mic with our producer. Step into the spotlight, survivalist troopers. Come and take a seat with the combo we provide every Tuesday. It's the Blerd Survival Guide. Two guys and a mic with our producer. Step into the spotlight, survivalist troopers. Come and take a seat with the combo we provide every Tuesday. It's the Blerd Survival Guide.
It's the Blerd Survival Guide. It's the Blerd Survival Guide.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, okay,
Whoa,
okay.
Whoa. What are you doing?
Nothing. What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to another episode of Blerd Survival Guide. I'm your co-host, Jeremy.
I'm your co-host, Jay.
And welcome back to another episode, again, of Blerd Survival Guide. Jay, how are you doing today?
Oh, man. How are you doing? You always ask me first.
Because it's the routine.
Well,
it's the shit.
Well, we're switching it up this week. How are you doing first?
Okay. You know, I'm good, man. Of course, you know, I'm doing my normal working self, so, you know, we're always working and all that.
You seen any good movies this week?
Now, I planned on going to go see Free Guy today, but sleep consumed my body.
Hey,
so,
I'm proud of you for taking the time to get some rest.
Yeah, so I slept, but I'm probably going to go see it before the week is out.
Ryan Reynolds is mad promoting this movie, so I think it's going to be pretty good.
I think he's promoting it just as hard as he promotes Deadpool.
Seems like it. I mean, maybe it can turn into a series, maybe not. Who knows?
Let's hope so. And yeah. Other than that, that's really how I'm doing. I'm really just chill today. I had a good amount of rest, so I'm just kind of. I'm up and I'm active.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Buddy.
How about you? Since we're switching it up, how are you today, Jay?
Man, I am feeling great. It's been a really good weekend. Really good, productive, but not too active of a weekend. You know, I went canvassing this weekend with some friends and did some door knocking through the fellowship that I'm a part of. So I went and toured. I was over by Legion Field in Birmingham, and we went and door knocked on some people's houses to get information on their feelings about the 3 new mega prisons that the Alabama government wants to pay for and build with COVID relief funds, potentially.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right? It's a big issue thing. Because, so you heard about this happening, a while back. They were going to try to build these new prisons. Yeah. Even though Alabama don't know how to run the 5 that they got already, we're going to build 3 more new ones.
Because money.
Right. So we were going to we canvassed the people in Birmingham to see if that's what they if they were for or against this. The thing about it is all these big businesses ended up pulling out of financing the 3 prisons that Alabama had planned to build when you heard about it a few years ago.
Well, yay for those big businesses.
Yeah, well, they pulled out because of public pressure. It's really cool. All of this public pressure got put on them about why it's a bad idea for Alabama to build 3 new mega prisons.
Go Alabamians.
Yeah, we
put the foot down.
Got the work done.
Yeah, putting the foot down, you know.
But in response to that, now the state wants to build these new prisons with COVID relief funds potentially. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. There's a whole lot of... I can't talk about it too much because the bill's not out yet. But, dude, there is some awful things that from, around the rumor mill about it, and how they're trying to get this stuff done. Ooh. Yeah, so I'll keep you updated with it.
Yeah.
But,
keep our listeners updated as well, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if people want to hear about it, but,
I mean, yeah, we are a Blerd culture. We like to keep you guys up to date on pop culture as well as our own personal stuff. But yeah, definitely some of the more serious tones, the type of stuff that definitely Jay talks upon, and sometimes I can get on. We can definitely let you guys know as well. We'll keep you guys up to date through our social media and everything. But no, I appreciate you for letting us know. Glad you had sound like you had a busy weekend.
Yeah, I did. That was just yesterday, or that was just today. But yesterday was very
Sunday
chill.
For the listeners.
I hung out at my house for a little while. I had an orientation for the board that I'm on for the nonprofit that I serve with.
Okay.
And then we had a game night.
Fine.
Yeah, we had a game night.
Yeah, guys, Miriam is back in the studio. She hadn't been with us for a couple weeks, and she was back last week, and this week she's just been quietly sitting in the background. Say hi to the folks, Miriam.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, happy to have her here. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right on into the episode. I know we kind of went on a jail tangent, but we're gonna ring it on in.
As we always do.
Yeah, so today's episode, on a lighter tone, we're going to talk about some songs that we've heard from like cartoons, TV shows, something that you wouldn't regularly hear through,
maybe even regularly listen to.
yeah, through like Spotify or like your normal music listening stations. But these are songs these are original songs that would pop up on on TV shows that have become timeless classics because of that TV
Like
episode.
these are those songs that like you find yourself singing when you don't really even you remember what cartoon it came from and you remember like how you enjoy singing it and why you enjoy singing it, but like it's not something that you've downloaded, right? Like it's not like one of those songs that you typically download on your iPhone or your music streaming service.
Right. It's just something that like it brings out pure nostalgia factor for a lot of us, but also when you're just in a group, when you have a group of friends who do listen to or do watch these TV shows or have watched these TV shows growing up with you, it's just something that you can all kind of relate to. And just when it comes on and when you decide to play it on YouTube or something, everyone just gathers in and already knows the lyrics and starts singing. Right, and it's
exactly.
a cool moment.
It's
and
fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we just want to like get on that topic today and just see what you guys remember. If you guys know any songs that we will not list today, please let us know on our social media platforms.
There's so many. Like there's so many. Like I'm rattling off these songs in my head, like just thinking about it because like it's really crazy. Like the best part about this stuff is like it's been present through our childhood, right? A song within a cartoon that we all love and still remember has like been throughout, like when you're watching cartoons as like a young person, and then like maybe watching like adult cartoons as like a preteen, like a teenager in your adult life, like there's just so many, right? Like
right. It's literally dating back all the way to just like I mentioned before we started the recording, it goes all the way back to Steamboat Willie, which we'll just go ahead and jump into it. Steamboat Willie, no lyrics. It's a mostly silent cartoon of for those who don't know, it's Mickey Mouse. It's the first Mickey Mouse
original,
short.
yeah, exactly.
Steamboat Willie is essentially Mickey as a sailor and going about his day as a sailor on a boat that's ran by Pete. And the iconic whistle tune, which I don't want to whistle it because I want to burst your eardrums, but the da 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 da, like people still know that, and it's a classic.
I mean, it was the intro to so many Disney movies.
Yeah, because for Disney Animation Pictures, that's what they use as their logo now is the Steamboat Willie intro piece.
Because I mean, like it's like nostalgia factor.
Oh yeah, and I mean it's almost like a full circle. It's like here is where we were here, and here's how far we've come.
It's an appreciation of that past relic, without a doubt.
Yeah.
The first song that I actually remember, for real, like off the top of my head, like that's the song that I remember is Tom's song from Tom and Jerry. Right?
Oh man,
like,
or is you a
he's
my
serenading
baby.
this like white cat. Like I just fully remember that, and like I mean I sing it now. Like I'm 27 years old, and this is like probably something I saw when I think I maybe was like 4 or 5. Like early on. Like
I mean this show came out in the 30s, 40s, 50s.
It's an iconic television show.
Yeah.
I mean, it has some of the most amazing musical arrangements to accompany some of the most like destructive and hilarious like hijinks of Tom and Jerry. I mean,
Tomcat
and then like
Jerry
and
J.
then like they
Mouse.
from these non-original arrangements that they've like managed to score an entire television show. They write an original song.
Right.
Right.
And
Or is it? I mean, it might not have even been an original
at that point, it was still I mean, a lot of TV shows still too. They do have the rights to label company that they're with, but like with Tom and Jerry, they're
right?
on Warner Brothers.
Okay,
so they can
like Warner Brothers probably had like a music label.
I mean, they've had Warner Media forever. So I mean, Warner Brothers. I think that was one of the first big media companies that did like music TV shows,
fascinating,
things like that. So they are able to use.
I hear you. I mean that.
But no, it would count as an original song because I mean none of us have ever heard it. Of course, it's a rerun for us because we weren't born obviously in the 30s and 40s.
Can you imagine like that the first time that ever aired for some people?
Oh
like,
my god, the
like
hilarity.
I mean, like the hilarity and like the dopeness. Probably they're just like, oh snap, I've heard this song on the radio, and now my favorite cartoon is singing the song.
Dope.
Like,
but no, it kind of reminds me of an older cartoon. And you have a picture of it.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And it's Owl Jolson. Not Al. For those who know your music and movie buffs out there who knows Al Jolson of the jazz singer, quote unquote. But Owl Jolson is a Warner Brothers owl and his family, and he sings the "I love to singa, I love the tuna and the June and the springa, I love to singa." We hope
that's one of my.
Let's not get copyrighted on this stuff.
No, right? Like we can't even like sing that many of them. But like I mean, that song. And the story as that entire cartoon is just like a really amazing and wonderful story.
Yeah.
Right? And like what the song represents within the story is like this Owl Jolson's identity, right? Like that's what he's here to do. He's here to sing.
I mean, they come from a musical family. He's coming from a musical family who all are
studied classical.
Right. It's almost like the Von Trapps. It's like they sing the certain way.
Right.
But Owl, he
comes in singing jazz.
Yeah, he's learned about jazz music, and he's just like, yeah, I'm loving this. I'm digging.
Well,
this.
He's like born like that. Like that.
Yeah, he was born.
He got his two brothers that pop out wearing like tuxedos and everything, and like with the tails,
the red sweater and the bow tie.
Exactly.
I liked his outfit more.
It was fly, bro. It was so fly. It was fly.
Yeah, but that reminded me of that as well as, and this next one just popped in my head is the frog from the Warner Brothers cartoon.
Yes.
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my. Yeah, man. Yes. Classic Warner Brothers. I mean,
Warner Brothers came through with the classics,
and they continued to come out with the classics. I mean, like Family Guy, right? Like Family Guy is a product. Is Family Guy a product? I mean, you got Fox.
It's Fox. It's not Warner Brothers.
It's not Warner Brothers.
Nah, it's Fox.
But I would argue. Because of the nature of these classic cartoons, the influences now.
Yeah,
like
Seth MacFarlane definitely got his influences
right? Because like I mean, like they're
older
vaudevillian. They're full on vaudeville, full on like Broadway, full on orchestral movements like within the episodes.
You know, Family Guy is one of the few TV shows that has like an actual like
on
30. Well, it's a 30-piece orchestra for.
I'm not surprised by that, but like, Seth MacFarlane's trained classically in like orchestra.
Oh yeah, his music director, like his music trainer was the same person who trained Barbra Streisand.
It's so badass. Yeah. I mean, like it speaks to like the quality, right? Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Like, you've got like, let's say you've got like the John Williams Orchestra. You've got Hans Zimmerman's orchestra, and then like Seth MacFarlane's orchestra is like well up there, in terms of entertainment and quality.
Yeah, but the fact that Seth MacFarlane has the gravitas and the power to actually get the John Williams orchestra for like when they did the Star Wars parody.
Exactly,
and like it just shows kind of talent that he has and that has grown as
it shows the respect that he's earned, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it also shows what's funny is like he adapted too, right? Like in American Dad, like he like from
the Broadway and the boisterous field music, because they did that in some of the earlier seasons with American Dad too. Is they had some songs that were still in that range. Of
the opening is arguably like
that's a true like vaudevillian opening number kind of deal.
Like, it's like
Good morning USA.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it definitely has transitioned
and evolved
to Steve Smith, our favorite little R&B boy.
Like Steve Smith has bars and is a amazing singer.
Yeah, but his voice actor Scott Grimes has been a singer for God knows how long, and no one believes that he can actually sound like that until I tell people like that his actual voice actor does that, and they don't believe me until I pull up this video, and you guys can look it up on YouTube. It's basically Steve Smith singing at Comic-Con. Right? It's the San Diego Comic-Con, and he sings "Daddy's Gone," which is one of the songs that we've sang on here before.
Man, that song. That song's great. The song about his mom, which is like not the same episode,
No,
is it? No,
it's not.
It's just another episode where Steve's trying to leave his mom. And
That's
then,
that's the hot tub episode. Yeah.
And then you got the hot tub episode with CeeLo
Yeah.
Green.
Oh my god. They basically, and this one is they did a parody of Little Shop of Horrors for my musical people out there and for my '80s buffs, because that was a good movie from the '80s.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
But they did a parody of Little Shop of Horrors where it was a hot tub instead of a plant, and CeeLo Green played the hot tub, and it was glorious. It had R&B throughout the whole episode. And the bass,
fun, man.
the funk,
and like the whole thing is like a music video,
yes.
I mean, like also they do those cutaways with Steve, like where it looks like an Usher music video, which is just
and the D'Angelo one when he was talking about his mom. It's the best damn 9 months of my life.
I mean, so we're talking about like what Seth MacFarlane has like created, and you know within these songs, but like I think that like he also has some like really dumb ones, like the weed song. You know, that's just like
hey, Bag of Weed is not a dumb song. It's really a masterpiece.
But like, and it's back in the whole theme of like the vaudevillian orchestral music and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a showstopper tune.
But like that's I downloaded that song. Like that song was like one of I downloaded that song, and I just thought of another one that I downloaded. I'm gonna shock you on this one. South Park. Kyle's mom is a big fat bitch.
Oh my god.
Bro, like I memorized both of those songs, but definitely the South Park one more, because like that song just.
Well, I mean that movie when that movie came out,
it changed the game, bro. Like it set a new standard of
South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut.
Man, like it genuinely set a new standard of for adult cartoons, right? Like they broke every boundary and mold probably in that movie.
They broke all
and
the
like
rules.
they were like, we don't care. You know, this is
They still don't.
No, they don't. I mean, they indiscriminately discriminate, and like that's fair. I whatever. You know, you do what you do.
Hey, I mean, you gotta give them they
Give me credit where credit is due.
Yeah, because they're still making the show, and they got money.
Just got renewed. Did you see it?
Yeah, and I saw
they got renewed for like 11 movies.
It was like 13 movies.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, oh no, 13 movies in like a handful of seasons.
I think it's like another 23 seasons or something like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, they.
Oh, also they just bought the Casa Bonita.
Yeah, they did.
In Denver, and they're gonna transform it, like get it out of bankruptcy, and actually probably model it after the Casa Bonita in the original South Park episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry. Sidebar. That's a whole other exciting moment.
What South Park is to Jay is what Steven Universe is to Jeremy. That's basically what
I mean, it's just a whole. It's just a wonderful TV show that encompasses like a social satire, commentary, and just full on hilarious comedy. Like it's just and it's continuously well written inside a week before it comes out. You know, it's not anything. It stays that current.
They do the damn thing, and I mean
they've been doing the damn thing,
and it like it's funny to see some of the behind the scenes stuff still kind of sidebarring off of Jay's sidebar. I've seen the TikTok, but I've seen this video like well before TikTok. It's the little brother Ike. Like how they do the voice acting for Ike, and it was one of his kids when they were a baby. It was one of his, I think, a daughter of like Matatray.
Really?
And he would say the line and then have her repeat it. So even like the curse word, it was like he would go, "You're a fat bitch," and then she would go, "You're a bitch."
Yeah, it's his daughter.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Either Trey Parker or Matt Stone's
Yeah.
daughter?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and it was during like the earlier seasons when they were recording.
What? You're blowing my mind right now, bro. I didn't even know that.
It's hilarious.
That's so cool.
Because it's like he's trying not to laugh while they're recording, because I mean it's funny. You see your baby like doing this, but like it's funny because it's like you're actually recording for a show that's nationally syndicated, and you have your 4-year-old daughter voicing a 2-year-old Canadian baby.
Brilliant. Utter brilliance.
Yeah.
Like that's just using your resources, man. Like he's just like, we can make this funny. We can make this work. He knows it.
Yeah, but guys, you see, this is how music in TV shows just like gets you started on any type of conversation. Like we just went on this whole rant about South Park and how everything just goes through music and how it's all like
I mean,
Kyle's
it leaves a
mom.
lasting impact, man. Like I mean, like it makes these cartoons more memorable
It gives
in a
them
weird
that
way.
footprint, that that
You know, that in the way that only music can, because like in my opinion, like from what I've learned, music is the only thing that affects like the entire part of your brain. Like all of your brain goes off when music is going on, and
definitely.
and you're already watching this cartoon, you're already enjoying it, and then like all of a sudden, like, oh, there's a musical number, and it's just like, oh snap,
and it's something that like, and it's something that sticks with you because I mean, you can name, like, we can just pop names of TV shows back and forth to each other. I can name a song from it. You can name a song from it.
I think so. I like pretty rapidly, honestly.
Hit me one.
Catching villains from
Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go.
All right, Nate, name another TV show. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
Name one.
Let's go with The Flash, like the TV show, like not the cartoon, like the TV show Flash.
I mean, you got Coming Home to You.
Exactly.
Yeah, where,
they do a whole musical number.
Yeah, that whole musical number. It was the musical episode with Darren Criss. But yeah, no, that was dope. Here's one for you. SpongeBob.
Halftime song.
Sweet Victory.
Sweet Victory, bro. Like
Sweet Victory.
Sweet Victory. Like
Yeah.
SpongeBob. I mean, SpongeBob is a perfect way to like transition this conversation,
Man.
because like it's just like he's been doing it for so long, but it's still like memorable.
It's in that arch of those first 5 seasons. That was the peak of SpongeBob right before the movie.
Right.
That's when you had the bangers of songs. You had the Sweet Victory halftime song.
Fun.
You had Fun. You had
Campfire song.
You had Ripped Pants.
Yeah, Rip Pants was my bop.
Oh crap! What else do you have? We have.
I'm a goofy goober.
Yeah, I mean that's how.
Leading up to the movie.
Yeah,
like,
with Goofy Goober Rock. Yeah,
I mean,
it's a parody of the Twisted Sister song.
Exactly.
I want to rock. Yeah,
and like there are people like our age that still sing that.
I only know the Goofy Goober Rock version.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I want to rock. I can sing the chorus but it's because
I want to rock.
It's because I watched the SpongeBob SquarePants movie that I know I want to rock by Twisted Sister.
That's another beautiful thing about the music, like music and songs in movies or TV shows that we watch. A lot of times it introduces you to a song that's from a previous generation or a previous like genre, like another genre of music, because it's a cover, and you're like, oh, I didn't even know it's like a fun cover that they've then taken.
Exactly.
I got another one for you.
Uh-oh.
I want to go home.
Oh,
Texas,
my
man.
God,
Like,
yes.
man. Like that song. That song put me in my feels as a young man. Like, still does.
Bro,
Like,
I remember I was pre-pubescent, didn't have not nan bass in my voice yet, trying to hit that low note at the end. Like, I want to go home. I want to go home. I was
like that's. I'm pretty sure like that's like a Hank Williams Jr. song. Like I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Like you got whole people that hate country music that love that song.
Hello.
Miriam just raised her hand.
like I'm just saying that's poignant. Like that's the whole thing. Like
I mean, speaking of like country, like Family Guy, going back to Family Guy again.
Wayne Newton?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Conway Twitty, man.
A whole generation does not know who Conway Twitty is, or they only know Conway Twitty because of Family Guy.
Hey, Conway Twitty is one of the greatest songwriters of a generation, man.
You wouldn't know that unless you watch Family Guy.
Nope. You're right.
It's Conway Bieber.
Conway Bieber. I remember that episode. They just we had to jazz him up.
And then they had the whole episode where like they were talking to God, and God said, "Hey, I've talked to Conway Twitty." He said, "Stop. Write a joke."
Oh, good golly, man. I mean, like these are just songs that I think that we really bring us joy, right? Like they're some of the most like they just bring us to like these points in our life that like even when you're feeling sad like that, if you play that song or sing that song, like you're gonna feel a little bit more happy. Like they have that powerful effect on you.
I mean, right before we end this part of the podcast, one more that I want to hit on us is Recess, the movie. School's out.
Oh,
what?
That's you know what's so crazy?
Y'all just watched it
this morning.
Dang! But like the one song where you said it's like where music brings us all together. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Bro.
That was a poignant part in that movie.
I mean, like, it's a memory, man. Like, it
literally
literally
the kids
like,
are just sitting in the treehouse, eating Rocky Road ice cream, singing John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
it's my name too. And
Whenever
whenever
I
I
go
call
out,
out, the people always shout, there goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Classic.
Yes,
Classic.
Yes. And I think that's a good point to leave on.
Yeah, we can go on and on.
We can go on and
Oh
on.
man, I like this episode.
I've enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed it.
But what we're going to do now is take a quick break from our sponsor, Anchor, and then we will be right back with the weekly blurb. We will see you in a few seconds, guys. It was Control.
No, it's a little bit more direct.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody.
You know what time it is. It's time for the
Weekly Blurb.
Jay, you are first this week.
Oh, fun. Oh, fun. Well, Jeremy, I think today I have the pleasure of talking about two documentaries that I have just been taken by. Like, these stories, honestly, took some time to be told in a way that was not only like entertaining but informational, and they all featured great first person accounts of the events that ensued, right? Like, so the first one I want to talk about is on Netflix, and if you haven't checked this out yet, I really encourage you to. It's under the untold category of documentaries. Like, it's an untold story. It's the one that, we heard about forever ago, but it's an untold story. It hasn't been it has footage that has not been released to the public yet, ever, except for in this documentary. It's called Untold Malice at the Palace, which is a story about the Pistons and the Pacers, the two NBA basketball teams in 2004, who fought and ended up getting in a fight with not only between the two teams, but the fans as well. Like, it happened in 2004 during the finals run. It was like it was one of the first games of the series between the Pistons and the Pacers, but they had all this crazy tension from years prior. It was a rivalry and everything. It was just like destined to the stage was set for everything to just blow up in a magnificent fashion, right? Like, it was one, but like, it also sparked a whole conversation and commentary on race, on perception, on like what it was like to be a basketball player in the NBA. Like, there was that whole thug mentality thing that happened.
True.
In conversation, you remember this? Like, I remember like that conversation, how they called like the NBA a bunch of thugs, right? Like, that's all it was. But that was like the event that really sparked that conversation. Like, it was already there. And so the other documentary I watched is Woodstock 99, which is on Hulu. And you had recommended to me that docu-series
on Netflix.
The
music series.
Yeah, The Music That Made Us. Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah, I think
it was like The Music That Made Us. And no, it was the pop music. It was about the pop music. It was the pop music.
The pop music docuseries on
and they
Netflix.
mention Woodstock 99 as being like the most cash-grabby, non-representative of the 1964 Woodstock, or like 1969 Woodstock ever. Like, it was just like
it was only Woodstock in name. That's literally it, guys. Like, in the late 90s, Jay would know more about it because he did, like you said, watch the full documentary. But overall basis, as Woodstock 99 was.
They were like talking about how they had like $4 waters at this festival. They had like water areas that were available to the public at large that people were bathing in. Like, on one day, the festival, like, all of the porta potties like overflowed, and so like fecal matter was getting mixed in with the mud, and people were jumping in it, and like, that was just like the least of the problems at this festival ultimately, right? Like, it's just it has a whole commentary.
Did it end up
on
destroying
like
the town that it was held in?
So what?
Didn't it end up destroying the town that it was held in, essentially?
So it was held on an Air Force base.
It was.
On an abandoned Air Force base, which, I mean, if you know anything about Woodstock, you couldn't have anything more like antithetical to the spirit that is Woodstock, but to have it on an abandoned Air Force base. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just like freedom and, you know, the whole like movement to be free, and then you just have it on like this area, like with that vibe. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I mean, like, I think that again is just a further. It's just there's so many commentaries on how like the next generation won't ever let anything go.
Right.
So many like the fact that like they're trying to bring back this nostalgia as a cash grab basically to the next generation. Like when no one even asked for Woodstock '99, right? Like no one was over here in 1999 being like, "Oh, we should do another Woodstock."
Hey, remember that big concert that happened in the '60s and '70s?
And like,
let's bring it back.
And the thing is, like, the thing is like even in like the original Woodstock, it's a full fairy tale story, right? Like it really wasn't. Like they had to have food flown in by the National Guard at the original Woodstock.
Oh yeah,
like that's not an okay situation.
Well, it was only supposed to last one day. It wound up lasting like
3 to 4.
Yeah, 3 to 4 days, almost a week. And
yeah, dude, I remember. Yeah, exactly. And like the documentary that has come out that talks about the original Woodstock, it fully romanticizes it, and it's a great. It's a great documentary to like talk about the romanticization that that our boomer generation has like inflicted upon us of like their childhood and like everything that they went through and like it's impacted us, and it's just it's a great thing to examine, and I really recommend for anybody that's interested in like music and the impact that it has on like the social state of things, really check it out. Or and if you're really interested in like athletics, or if you're really interested in basketball or history like that, check out Malice at the Palace.
All right.
Yeah, so that's my weekly blurb.
Solid. Thanks for that. And we're going to switch it on over. We're going to stay in the realm of Netflix.
All right.
And there's you did ask at the beginning of the podcast if I had seen any movies in the past week, and I just remembered I did see this movie on Netflix called Vivo.
Oh, the Lin-Manuel Miranda movie.
Yes. It's a animated tale by Sony Pictures. It's actually Sony's first full-fledged musical. Sony Animation.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And
we love Sony Animation.
Yeah, I mean, same people who did Spider-Verse, who did Mitchell's versus the Machines,
right? And
they're now on. They did the Wish Dragon.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And now so they are covering all bases in terms of good storytelling.
All right.
This time it is in Cuba and Miami.
All right.
And
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's Lin-Manuel Miranda as he plays a kinkajou.
What is a kinkajou?
It is a...
Is it a rodent?
Bear.
Bear.
That comes from the Amazon.
Fascinating.
Yeah, but it's like it looks like a monkey, but it's like a tiny bear. It was like saying a red panda is a fox.
Got it. Okay, I hear where you're coming from.
It's essentially almost like that.
Okay, I hear where you're coming from.
Yeah. They nicknamed Honey Bear. that was actually one of the jokes in the thing. He was like, they're also known as honey bears. He was like, oh, I like to be called that. But it's precious.
We're gonna have to watch this movie.
Yes. And he's a kinkajou with a little hat, and it's cute. It starts off with Vivo and his quote unquote owner. Almost like those old school, like the monkey and
the monkey grinder.
The monkey grinder. Yeah, and it's a full musical, and it's Lin-Manuel Miranda kind of musical, so it's gonna be it's a lot.
I think that
it's very hip hop. It's very.
I can imagine
R&B.
that's gonna be really great in animated form.
It's also
so like, are we talking like Arlo-ish? Like, is it like?
I would say
not comparable, but like, you know what I'm saying? In terms of a vibe.
I would say Mitchell's versus Machine vibe almost, in terms of like if you were to mix the two, like the colors, the bright colors from Arlo, Boy, and then like the animation style and vibe of Mitchell's versus Machines.
Beautiful. And
I mean the style of Lin-Manuel Miranda, his raps and music, and the culture of Cuba and Miami. Yeah. And it comes together as this beautiful movie of music, love, and heart. And it's definitely it's hour 35 of amazing.
That actually sounds like
times.
a wonderful like serotonin boost.
Yeah,
situation.
it was. I was just
yeah.
like, I sat down and I was like, I saw it. I saw a little TikTok preview of like one of the songs because Missy Elliott helps like write one of the songs. She's not in the movie, but she helped write one of the songs.
Okay.
The album is on Spotify. I listened to it after the movie.
Yeah, you did.
But it was but at the end, it's one of those like extended tracks kind of deals.
Okay,
So it's like
yeah.
it's a song from the movie. It ends with just the character, but in the actual end credits, it does a whole song, and she has a verse in it too. It's
Dope.
yeah, and like you'll hear the song in the movie, and it's like you can tell Missy Elliott put her foot in this song.
Hey, okay.
But the whole movie as a whole, like I said, it's genuinely a serotonin boost of happiness, and it'll make you feel some things.
I'm excited to hear about it. I think or watch it. I mean, I think that Lin-Manuel Miranda in animated form is. I mean, that's kind of tasty. I mean, that's I did yoga this past weekend, so I'm gonna say that's delicious.
You did yoga?
I did yoga.
Look at you.
Bro, I went to the gym 3 times this week. I'm hurting. And then I did yoga in between.
For the folks who don't understand, explain why yoga equals saying delicious.
I don't understand it either. It was like we were watching.
I was literally just gonna let this pass by. I didn't even know.
It was like
Yoga with Adrian.
yoga with Adrian, and she was like talking about a delicious stretch.
All right. I don't have any questions to say. All I want to say is thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, appreciate everybody for listening.
Remember to follow us on all of our social media platforms.
On Facebook at Blerd Survival Guide, on Twitter at Blerd Guide, on Instagram at Blerd Survival Guide, and you can even email us at blerdsurvivalguide@gmail.com, or you can follow us on our individual socials at JDub0283
and at JairBear3295. Other than that, keep surviving, everybody.
Keep surviving, everybody.
Listen to the theme song.
2 guys and a mic with our producer, stepping into the spotlight, survivalist troopers. Come and take a seat with the combo we provide every Tuesday. It's the Blerd Survival Guide.
It's the Blerd Survival Guide. It's the Blerd Survival Guide.